And welcome to the Visit Milwaukee monthly webinar series. My name is Tony Snell Rodriguez. I'm the Director of Community Engagement and Inclusion. And today we're looking ahead to what is shaping up to be Milwaukee's biggest cruise season yet. If you've spent any time along the lakefront in recent years, you've likely noticed the shift. More ships arriving, more people stepping into the city, and more opportunities to introduce Milwaukee to visitors who may be experiencing it for the very first time. That momentum is only building, with more than 60 cruise ships expected to dock throughout the 2026 season. Each one of those arrivals is a chance to show who we are, to support the businesses that make up this city, like all of you, and to make a first impression that stays with them and brings them back to our city. Today, we're going to walk through what this season means, what you can expect as it unfolds, and where you have an opportunity to be a part of it. Before we dive in, we'll begin, as we always do, by welcoming our new and returning partners. Take a look at those. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for being a part of Visit Milwaukee. And by the way, we've got some QR codes coming up a little bit later in this program, so you might want to get your phones ready for that. We'll tee those up shortly. We're glad to have all of you with us, all of our partners, and the work you do every day to shape our city and to keep Milwaukee moving forward. We'll kick off our data insights today with a quick look at the February STAR report. Downtown hotel occupancy came in at 53%. That's up 3.6% year over year, with an average daily rate of $143.31. It's up 1.2%. RevPAR increased 4.9% to $75.93, bringing total downtown hotel revenue to nearly $13.3 million for the month of February. Across the county, occupancy reached 52.5%, up 13.7% year after year. Yeah, 13.7% up, driven by our 13.2% increase in demand. RevPAR rose 13.8% to $61.12, while total revenue climbed 13.3% to more than $22.2 million for the county. For a deeper dive into the latest performance trends and what they mean for your business, I'd like to welcome Performance Marketing Manager Alex Zimdars, who is our data guru, to walk us through the rest of today's data insights. Alex, take it away.
Thanks, Tony. Hey, everybody. I wanted to walk through a little bit of the visitor impact metrics that we're seeing in February from our friends at Zardico and Tourism Economics. First of all, I want to point out on the right side of the screen our top visitor origin markets based on Metropolitan Statistical Area, or MSA, for February. What I really want to highlight is that the top three and the three of the top five are out-of-state markets for us. That's huge to see in a winter month. Really excited to see Des Moines is eking its way back up, and then again, really focusing on that St. Louis market and what they're bringing in now. They were a new emerging market for us last year. We've started advertising there, and we're continuing to see strong visitation from them. You can see on the full top 10 there that we're still seeing a lot of love from our friends in the state, Green Bay, Madison, Appleton, but we're also seeing some of those Missouri, Minneapolis, Iowa, etc. So a lot of that drive market, and that's awesome to see for a winter month. When it comes to visitor spending, we're seeing some great increases across the board. Visitors made up 12% of total spending in Milwaukee in February of 2026. That's up 1 percentage point year over year. And 37% of that visitor spend supported locally coded businesses. So that means businesses owned and operated locally here, and that's up 2% year over year. So we're seeing some of that local business spend grow. In addition, we're seeing food and beverage really dominate visitor spending and the growth year over year. Food and beverage grew to 61% of total visitor spend, which is up 4%, which really reinforces Milwaukee as a culinary destination. You can see in the chart below the breakout, it's really awesome to see things like accommodation, arts and entertainment, food and beverage increasing year over year. What we receive each month from Zartico is a recommendation based on the insights that they provide us. And one of their recommendations is that food and beverage is we're seeing continual growth in that area. And that means that it's not just a category lead, but it's an identity for us. We have an opportunity to transform our spending behavior into an ownable culinary brand, driving tourism and visitation from all of those top markets that you see on the right there, which is perfect and totally aligns with everything that we've been doing as we step into our flavor era. So keep an eye out for more food and flavor messaging in the next couple months, and know that it's backed by the data and the increases that we're seeing from our visitors. Back to you, Tony.
Thank you, Alex. As always, we appreciate the clarity and context you bring these numbers, helping us understand and better understand not just where we are, but where we're headed. Thank you. As March comes to a close, we want to recognize Women's History Month, a time to celebrate the achievements and impact of women who have helped shape our city, our industry, and our shared story. And Visit Milwaukee. Thank you for the women who lead here, including Alex and Taleah, who's coming up. From entrepreneurs and artists to leaders and change makers, women across Milwaukee continue to move our community forward in meaningful ways. At Visit Milwaukee, we're proud to support women-owned businesses and amplify the voices that strengthen our destination. You can learn more about Milwaukee's women-owned partner businesses and cultural institutions by scanning the QR code on your screen right now. We'll hold it up for a few seconds. I told you QR codes were coming up, and there'll be more. I'd also like to take a moment to recognize International Transgender Day of Visibility, a day created to celebrate, support, and see the transgender community, while also recognizing the importance of visibility in a world where too many people still face misunderstanding and discrimination. Here in Milwaukee, that means taking time to acknowledge the transgender residents, leaders, and business owners who are part of our community, and reaffirming our commitment to creating a city where everyone is welcome, respected, and seen. There have been a couple of exciting announcements this month that we want to take a moment to highlight. The Milwaukee Film Festival returns April 16 through the 30th, opening with the world premiere of You, a documentary celebrating the one and only Bob Uecker, along with films like The Big Cheese and Power Ballad. The packed lineup features everything from documentaries to dramas, shorts to comedies, with local filmmakers and world-renowned producers hitting the screens of the Oriental and Downer theaters in April. Check out the full schedule and get your tickets by visiting Milwaukee Film's new website. As we start turning toward warmer weather, yes, think positively, the Traveling Beer Garden is getting ready to roll again. Well, that's a good reason to think positively. It's a traveling beer garden, and I don't think the weather will change our minds. We'll visit them. And it all kicks off on May 13 at Wilson Park, launching the first of 2 tours that will pass through Milwaukee County parks into September. Take a look at the Traveling Beer Garden's website to see the full schedule and find when it's coming to a park near you, or just travel to another park. Just drive safely, Uber, and or get a designated driver. 414 Day is just a few weeks away, a day that reflects the city's area code. 414 Day is a celebration of local pride and all the things that make Milwaukee special, a special city, complete with events, specials, and giveaways all over town. You'll find $4 and $14 specials at restaurants and bars, local businesses putting their own spin on it, and plenty of ways to spend time in the neighborhoods and places people care about. Yes, I'm going to be checking my couch cushions because, man, you can come up with $4.14 pretty easy. And a couple of ways to take part this year: Bars and Recreation is offering a $4.14 experiences across its locations. And the Brewers are hosting a 414-day matchup against the Blue Jays with a special all goods t-shirt giveaway for the first 25,000 fans. So you're likely to get one. Just get in line early. Just go early and have fun. You can find more 414-day fun and plan your Cream City celebration by visiting the events page of our website, visitmilwaukee.org. You can stay connected to everything happening across our partner network by signing up for weekly insights, from announcements like these to the latest developments across our city or in our industry. It's our weekly snapshot of what's happening in Milwaukee and how we're working to promote our destination. If you're not already subscribed, scan, yes, the QR code on your screen right now to sign up. Where is that QR code? I don't see the QR code. But anyway, you can sign up for weekly insights at visitmilwaukee.org. Peggy has a lot of information she shares, and be sure to get it. It's worth the read. A big thank you to everyone who joined us for the annual meeting. It was a packed room with great energy and a strong reminder of just how much is happening across Milwaukee right now. All hosted at the Bradley Symphony Center, which was an incredible venue for the event. I had a blast. We appreciate you making the time to be there and being a part of it. Thank you, every single one of you, and all of the wonderful vendors. They were tremendous. Speaking of events, we'd like to invite you to our next partner mixer coming up on Wednesday, May 20th from 4 to 7:30 at Potawatomi Casino Hotel. These mixers are always a great opportunity to connect with fellow partners, share ideas, and celebrate the work happening across our industry. Keep an eye out for the invitation coming to your inbox soon, or RSVP in the partner portal. And a quick reminder on partner renewals. Thank you to everyone who's already renewed your partnership for 2026. We appreciate your continued support. If you haven't yet renewed, there's a few, please be sure to do so by April 30th. Accounts that are not renewed by that date will be deactivated. If you enjoy benefits like this webinar, partner mixers, annual meeting, and web listings, we encourage you to take a moment to renew so you can continue taking part of those opportunities. To help visitors find their fest, discover their favorite restaurant, and plan their visit, the 2026 official visitors map and official visitors guide have arrived. They are so cool. Dropping last month, the collateral is packed with travel tips, trips, things to see, and places to be. Our most popular print pieces are out in the world on the racks outside of our office, at visitor information centers across the region, and you can order yours. Just visit the partner portal to place your order, then pick them up at the Visit Milwaukee offices, all for free, and you can share them with your customers and friends and neighbors, and especially those who might be interested in coming to Milwaukee. If you have questions, please reach out to our partnership director, Brian, who can help you out. Finally, be sure to mark your calendars for our next webinar on Tuesday, April 28th at 2 p.m. Keep an eye out in your inbox for more details and your RSVP link. Now, let's drop the anchor, yes, pun intended, and get into today's main topic. I like that, John. John Blush writes a lot of this stuff. So, and our main topic is the cruise season. As we mentioned at the start of today's webinar, Milwaukee is heading into a major cruise season with more than 60 vessel calls expected. This is a significant opportunity, not just for our city, but for the region as a whole. These visitors are exploring communities throughout the Great Lakes, with Milwaukee playing a key role in that experience. Each arrival brings new visitors into the region, supports local businesses, and contributes to a broader picture of how this destination is experienced. To start, I want to take a step back and look at this season and what it means from a regional perspective and the role Milwaukee plays in that larger picture. Cruise the Great Lakes is a true regional partnership. States, provinces, that's the provinces from Canada, cruise lines, ports, and destinations all working together to grow this industry. And I'm going to tell you, it's not only a growth, it's an acceleration. And it works because of that collaboration. Governments, port authorities, organizations like Visit Milwaukee aligned around a shared goal. And at our recent meeting in Erie, Pennsylvania, which I just came back from last week, that alignment was clear. There's real momentum right now, and Milwaukee is a part of that, a huge part of that. And I want to recognize our incredible partners over at Port Milwaukee. That team is outstanding, and we can't do, obviously, without them. They're the ones that really make a lot of this happen, and we're there to support. And we thank you, Port Milwaukee, for your role that you play in making this possible. So thanks to the team there. Now we'll take a look at the regional economic growth. The growth is real. As I said, it's accelerating. So taking a look at it at the Great Lakes perspective, cruising is expected to generate over $300 million in economic impact in 2026. That's a 25% jump in 1 year. More passengers, more passenger visits, more spending in our communities. And it's not just the major cities. Communities across the region are benefiting. And Milwaukee is right in the middle of that and is a huge player. Let's go to the next slide. Here's what that looks like in practice. You've got 10 ships, nearly 150 itineraries. Now, this is in the Great Lakes side. Over 23,000 passenger visits, more than 800 port visits, and over 175,000 passenger visits across the region. Okay, passengers, that's the number of those on the ships, and then the visits, if you count all of the ports of call. Now, this is a growing system, and every stop matters, including Milwaukee. And to put it in perspective, the Great Lakes is a huge focus right now for a lot of people. We're adding ships, we're adding cruises, and they're filling up. Because people want to experience all of the wonderful things that we offer throughout the Great Lakes. And we are a huge component of that. When we take a look at comparisons, we are actually the city with the most passenger visits of all in the Great Lakes. So that is significant because we're a city that not only hosts the ships, but we also transition passengers. They're coming in early, they're staying at hotels, they're getting on the ships, those are coming off ships, experiencing the city, maybe staying at hotels, extending their stay, and then making their way to our airports. So transportation hubs, other than the cruises, are also important. Our airports, our trains, and so much more that are connecting and also profiting from all of this. So our role is clear. We make sure Milwaukee stands out. Group sales, international partnerships like Brand USA, which we're a part of, Visit USA, which we're a part of, Great Lakes USA, which we're a part of, and earned media. So that means when I'm talking about Brand USA, Great Lakes USA, and those, we're partnering, for example, in Europe with a UK vendor. We're partnering in Germany with a German vendor through all of these collaborations to elevate Milwaukee, not only the cruise experiences, but leisure travel in general. And by showing up in New York, Fort Lauderdale, and Asheville, we're going to be at some major events. We were already in New York at a major event, and we're going to be heading to Fort Lauderdale, which is probably the largest international forum here in the United States, IPW. And then we'll be at the Society of American Travel Writers in Asheville coming up as well. So at the end of the day, this is bigger than cruises. It's about how Milwaukee shows up in a regional ecosystem that's growing and accelerating fast. It's about turning passenger visits into real experiences, real connections, and real impact for our community. And it's about positioning Milwaukee not just as a stop on the map, but as a highlight of the Great Lakes cruise experience. That's the opportunity in front of us. And we're right where we need to be. And part of the reason is because of our incredible visitor experience team, and they're the ones welcoming the passengers. So that's the regional picture and the role Milwaukee plays within it. Now let's take a closer look at what happens here on the ground and how we're preparing to welcome those visitors into the city. To help bring that to life, I'd like to introduce Taleah, our visitor experience manager. Taleah has been leading our efforts with our team to welcome cruise passengers and making sure that first impression reflects the best of Milwaukee. Today, she'll share what's ahead and how our team and volunteers are getting ready for the 2026 season. Taleah, I'll turn it over to you. What's up?
All right. Thanks, Tony. As Tony mentioned, I'm Taleah, the Visitor Experience Manager, and I am so excited to share updates with you today since the cruise ship season is one of my favorite parts of my job. But I will be walking through what to expect for 2026, including key metrics, new developments, and really what this means for our tourism landscape. So as we go through the slides, I'll highlight both the growth we're seeing and the opportunities ahead. So let's start with a high-level look at the 2026 season. All right, so in partnership with the Port of Milwaukee, the cruise season is shaping up to be another strong year. With the start of the season, we're seeing steady vessel volume and continued cruise line expansion, all of which bring more visitors into the market and create more opportunities for our partners. The season officially kicks off on April 23rd with the arrival of the Viking Polaris and will continue through October 31st. So it is a longer cruise season, which is important because it allows us to extend the tourism season and capture more visitation during the shoulder months, which benefits both the port and local businesses. Overall, we're expecting 64 cruise vessel calls this season. That's a strong level of activity and reflects continued confidence from cruise lines in Milwaukee as a Great Lakes destination. Of those 64 calls, 32 will be turnaround visits, which means that passengers are either beginning or ending their cruise in Milwaukee rather than just stopping for the day. These visits typically generate greater economic impact. Guests are staying in our hotels, dining in our restaurants, using local transportation, and spending more time exploring the city. So looking at itineraries, Milwaukee will be included in 85 total itineraries in 2026. This number shows how integrated we've become within the Great Lakes cruise routes. Even more notable, 11 of those are round-trip itineraries that both start and end here. This continues to strengthen our position as a home port, not just a port of call. So from a partnership standpoint, we'll be working with 6 cruise companies operating a total of 8 vessels. So if you actually want to go back, I've got a few more things. This diversity is important since it broadens our visitor reach and allows diverse types of travelers to come to Milwaukee. So this could be from luxury expedition passengers to small ship cruisers looking for immersive regional experiences. All of this activity adds up to an estimated of 20,000 passenger visits over the course of the season, and each of these visitors allows us an opportunity to showcase Milwaukee through our culture, our neighborhoods, our waterfront, and our hospitality. One of the most exciting updates of 2026, which you may have heard of, is the addition of the American Cruise Lines to our Great Lakes programming. So this cruise line is launching great new itineraries in the region, and Milwaukee will play a big part in that as part of the turnaround port. So in 2026 alone, we're expecting 8 turnaround visits from this line alone. That's significant contribution for their first year operating here. When we step back and look at the full picture, the 2026 season reflects both growth and momentum. We're seeing an increase in turnaround activity, continued expansion of itineraries, and deeper commitments from our cruise partners. But beyond the numbers, the focus really is on the experience that we're delivering. So next slide, please. Alongside the cruise growth, we do focus on the visitor experience. So as the passengers disembark or arrive in Milwaukee, our team is there ready to provide information about local resources, offer recommendations, and get passengers excited about being in Milwaukee. So we do this by greeting them, handing out fun Milwaukee-themed giveaways like postcards, stickers, pens, luggage tags from the Port of Milwaukee, or having volunteers wave around some photo ops, which I'll cover a little bit more later. We even do have a dedicated volunteer who arrives in German lederhosen and plays the accordion for a warm Milwaukee welcome. So visitors have the information they need. Our team also manages and distributes a wide variety of materials, from official visitor guides and maps to partner brochures that help visitors connect directly to partner businesses and their offerings. So for cruise passengers specifically, the goal is to maximize their time in Milwaukee. So many of these visitors are here for a limited window, and it's critical that we quickly connect them to meaningful experiences, whether it's dining, shopping, or exploring our neighborhoods. So if your business or organization has any materials you'd like distributed, my contact information will be on the very last slide, but please feel free to reach out so that we can provide your items to the visitors. And we are fortunate to have around 100 amazing volunteers that play a critical role in the visitor journey throughout the cruise ship connections and across touch points throughout the city. These individuals are often the first point of contact for visitors, and they are trained to highlight Milwaukee's assets, including our local businesses, attractions, and experiences. They essentially act as ambassadors for the city and for all of you. So they're recommending your restaurants, helping out with directions, or guiding visitors to attractions. They're actively driving traffic and awareness to our partner businesses. And they're so passionate about the city and excited to share all the great things that our city has to offer. And I have to shamelessly plug, if you're interested in volunteering or getting more involved with Visit Milwaukee, please don't hesitate to reach out. Next slide. All right, so we looked forward, and now just to give a quick overview or recap of 2025, to help paint a picture of how impactful the cruise ship seasons really are, Visit Milwaukee played a key role in enhancing the 2025 season and strengthening Milwaukee's image as a welcoming destination. The coordinated hospitality efforts for 22 visits helped provide a smooth, positive experience for 11,000 arriving passengers. I'd like to shout out our, again, amazing volunteers. They do a fantastic job with this. We often get told that our destination stands out because the volunteers are so excited to welcome the passengers and get them excited about being here. So over the course of the season, over 40 volunteers signed up to be there early in the morning, sometimes, or in the afternoon, welcoming these passengers, which really added up to over 100 volunteer hours. So with the increase in arrivals this year, we're hoping to make an even stronger impact. All right. So accessing our visitor centers makes it easy for cruise passengers to access information on an ongoing basis. So they can ask questions and discover what to do, often in real time. These visitors receive personalized recommendations, directions, and materials. So please send not only cruise passengers, but any visitors you have our way if they're looking for additional resources during their stay in Milwaukee. This is one of the most direct ways we can influence where visitors go and how they spend their time. So it's a key opportunity to connect them with our partner businesses. All right. So as a partner, there are many ways that you can optimize your business for cruise visitors. So some ways that you can do so are keeping your listings, hours, and business information up to date, prepare for cruise days with staffing and quick service options, share any events, special offerings with Visit Milwaukee so that we can help promote them, and again, hand out brochures to the passengers as they disembark, and just think ahead to beyond their visit. So how can you encourage repeat visits or extended stays at your hotels, at your restaurants, and attractions? So by making small strategic adjustments like ensuring visibility, preparing for peak cruise days, and creating memorable visitor experiences, partners can better capture and benefit from this audience. All right, so to wrap up, the 2026 season represents great opportunity for our community. With strong visitation numbers, increased turnaround activity, and new cruise line investment, we're well positioned to continue growing together. We appreciate your partnership in helping us deliver a great visitor experience and ultimately turning these visitors into customers for your businesses. Please reach out with any questions, and I'll turn it back over to Tony.
Thanks, Taleah. And this is truly a collaborative, and we want to again recognize that we met in Erie on Cruise the Great Lakes, which is a larger collaborative. group, but we also have a local collaborative group, which the port has been instrumental in bringing people together. Want to just recognize the new port director, Benjamin Tim, and for his leadership, Corey and Maria. Again, we can't do it without them, and they have been an incredible partners. And not only that, they have been supportive of making it a team effort. And we're kind of the envy of the other destinations. I will say that because my peers tell me that really Milwaukee has got it together. The volunteers and their positiveness, the entertainment that we provide, all of you that are providing a service, and they just love Milwaukee and they love coming here and they love coming back here after they experience it in a cruise. So be ready for a whole lot more. As you've heard today, there's more. It's more than a busy season. It's an important moment for Milwaukee. With thousands of visitors arriving on our shores, we have the opportunity to show who we are as a destination and encourage future visits. We encourage you to think about how your business can be a part of that experience. If you have any questions whatsoever or want to get involved, please reach out to me or Taleah. We'd love to connect and help you make the most of the opportunity to show off the very best this city has to offer. Okay, I'm just looking in the chat. Are not doing extended stay. How much time do they typically spend in Milwaukee? It really depends on, so that question of cruise ship passengers are not doing an extended stay. How much time do they typically spend in Milwaukee? So it really depends. It depends on their transportation, where they're going. And then obviously as people come off and transition and on a turnaround port, they can make that decision for themselves. They might want to stay longer. They might want to explore more. So each ship is different and each set of passengers are different, but they have an opportunity to make those decisions on their own. But we know that they're out and about and they're really enjoying their experiences here. And there's so many things to do. We also know that they're coming back to experience more. So thank you for that question. If you have any more, please feel free to reach out to us. We can dive a little deeper with you. As a reminder, join us for our next webinar on Tuesday, April 28th at 2 p.m. Keep an eye out on your inbox for more details and your RSVP link. Again, if you have any questions, thank you for joining us this afternoon. You can also reach out to our copywriter, the person who kind of puts all this together and produces this behind the scenes and provides our words. And copywriter John Bluss, thank you. We can't do it without you. And if you have any questions, reach out to him as well. Have a great week, everyone. Thank you as we welcome visitors from around the world to our shores. We look forward to seeing all the ways you help Milwaukee shine. Thanks. Bye-bye.